Go.
Listen,
All right. We are back. We're here
Welcome
for an
back,
NFL Week 3 recap. 3-0 Broncos, 2-1 Bucks, 2-1 Ravens for Brad. Solid start to the year, you know. Much better than our betting records. Yeah. How was your weekend, y'all? Anything exciting other than the games?
No, usually I don't do much.
You're locked in.
Yeah, I'm like Coach Gruden, man. So yeah, no, but hey, who would have thought Broncos would be 3-1 or
3-0? Oh, do not! Did he just jinx the matchup next week?
Y'all better fuck off, man. We're gonna restart this shit right now.
Down.
He said 3-1. He must have feelings.
No, I was thinking about the amount of Chiefs wins, man. I was thinking about that one win that they have, man. That's incredible. Right. And that the Broncos have no, but they have a better record than both of your squads. I'll take that, man. Are you kidding?
Hell yeah. Good start for sure.
I missed a little bit of football on Sunday morning because I was playing in a Frisbee golf tournament. And so the worse you do, the earlier your tee time is Sunday morning. So I completely just threw the round away and did terrible on purpose to get an early. I didn't have to actually try that hard to do bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I had the third earliest tee time on Sunday morning, and everybody's sitting there practicing their putts. And I'm sitting there on my phone, just locking in 17 parlays and betting on football.
And locking in a 17 parlay that
Bucks were the one loser on that 17 parlay. Yeah. So
that's painful. Yeah.
That was a bad beat.
Good Sunday though, man. Definitely another great one, dude. They're always, you can't take them for granted, man.
Well, it ran really late into the night game too.
Yeah, with the overtime, the Raiders and Dolphins. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Chiefs look tough.
Chiefs did look tough. Their defense is not tough.
Spagnola, man. I mean, he's killing it out there, dude. They got some playmakers.
I heard him on the radio today. Yeah, he sounded optimistic, surprisingly. I don't know what the fuck he's
by him. Oh, that's because Andy Reid. Yeah, Andy Reid. Yeah. Well, dude, Andy Reid is having fucking withdrawals because, after a win, he always eats a cheeseburger, and now it's been longer.
He doesn't know what he's going to do after.
He hasn't done it in a while, dude. He's having
fucking 2 weeks without a cheeseburger.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude. He's losing it, man.
So, yeah, I live here in Kansas City, for those who don't know, but there was a friend I had, and she worked at an ice cream shop, and it was like a specialty ice cream shop, and she said, Andy Reid's wife would come in all the time and buy like 5 pints of specialty ice cream. And she said that's what he watched. That's what he ate while he was watching film, just going through pint after pint.
Hey, you don't get that body without working hard.
Tyreek was moving quick there.
You don't get that body overnight,
it's like Cartman,
baby.
Dude. It's like Cartman eating fucking KFC.
All right. We're gonna get we're gonna get back to the Chiefs in just a second here. I just want to real quick go through our bets from last week. We bet the spread on 7 games.
I killed it.
Brad, you were 3-4. Jimmy, you were 1-6. And I was 5-2. I had a bounce back week. Yep.
You needed that.
So I did.
Are we all even now? Pretty much.
We will actually, let's give that one more full week, and then we'll be 4 weeks in, and we'll do kind of a quarterly overview of where the standings are.
That's what I'm playing for, man. Yeah.
You're just playing possum.
Yeah.
Jimmy's going for the first pick in the draft. That's
exactly, man. Well, hey, man. Sunshine.
All right. So back to the Chiefs and other teams, because I don't even know that they should be the first team we talk about here. But Wild West. We're going to talk AFC West first, and then after we're done with the AFC, we'll switch to the NFC West, because these two divisions are just stacked. But AFC West, the Raiders and Broncos are both 3-0 out in front. Then who do we got? The Chargers are 2-1, right?
Yeah, they have a loss.
Yes.
They got screwed in a game last week against whatever that was.
They lost to the Cowboys in a close one.
Yeah. So
Chargers are 2-1. Chiefs at the bottom of the barrel at 1-2. So yeah, Jimmy, start us off here. I know you want to go on about the Broncos for a minute. So touch on them, the Raiders, whatever you want to talk about, man.
I just think that, man. I mean, we're Broncos. I think the AFC West is it's tight because I was going to compare it to the NFC. It is really tight. I'd probably take the NFC West in terms of like power ranking,
top to bottom. Really, it is close call.
It's really tight, man. I don't know, man. But in terms of the Broncos, dude, we're playing good football, dude. The important thing was we won the 3 games we needed to win, and I told you guys going in, that's if we could win. I said I'd be really surprised if we could do it, and we did it. So I think that's really cool. As I look at the Chiefs' schedule going forward, they have they got a game at Washington,
it's Eagles, Bills,
and then Bills a Sunday night game at Arrowhead. Yeah. Bills got every reason in the world to come at them, but also the Chiefs are going to have to now, man, which is interesting too, because that defense is going to have to make a turn. Like they have to on right away, man. They're not going to have time to fucking a bye week or some shit coming up. So yeah, I don't know. I think the Raiders though, man, too, they're fun to watch. Gruden, dude, but
I can't wait for tough, man. I can't wait for the divisional matchups, especially like with the Raiders and the Broncos. I want to see how the Raiders and Broncos do when they're head to head with the Chargers and the Chiefs. I think the Chargers and Chiefs are I don't know. It's tough to say. I would lean Chargers and Chiefs as the top 2 teams in this division.
Yeah,
despite their records.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I know why you're saying it. But dude, Broncos, dude, like if you would have told me like, okay, we're going to give up the point totals we did in week 1. And then in week 2 it was lower. And like, I think in week 1, they scored a touchdown at the very end was a rushing touchdown as time expired. Daniel Jones, I think, got it. So it's like, that doesn't really, whatever. You can throw that on the board, and then getting a shutout first game at home at Mile High. Fans have been there since COVID, man. It was rocking, dude. So.
I haven't even checked, but the Broncos have got to have the top scoring defense in the league right now.
Oh, and fantasy?
Just as far as least points allowed.
Oh, points allowed. They football. Have to.
Yeah,
I would have to.
I would assume so.
I believe it's under 30 points for the season. Yeah. I think they've given up 28 for the year.
It was like 9, 11. But, it was like not. Yeah, they haven't.
I think it was 16 and 9 for the 2. But I don't know. Or something like that.
Whatever.
But I really do think though, like this week will be telling for the Broncos. Like right now, for what I've seen, I really do think by the end of the season, you're probably looking at Chiefs Chargers 1-2. But every week you learn a lot more. I feel like I feel like the Chargers made a huge statement. Yeah, because they basically came into Kansas City and beat them with their own game. They were more aggressive.
And the fourth down calls. Yeah,
multiple fourth.
That's something
in Mike Williams we trust. But
dude,
and it was funny to see the Chiefs try to be patient for once, kind of like you see with Green Bay. Chocolate declares 100 yards, but it wasn't there. Tyreek he's at 8 catches for 70 yards in the last 2 games. They can't win without him producing.
Well, yeah, and this is 2 weeks now where Mahomes' little fucking fruity little loop-de-doop. Oh, I can throw with 3 hands and
freestyle.
Do you like Mahomes' new shoes that they've been advertising?
I don't look at his fucking shoes. I look at where that ball went on that final fucking drive.
Bro, they play the advertisement here like every other commercial. It's a fucking Mahomes commercial.
Well, here I watch. It's called NFL Red Zone. No commercials. It's all football all the time.
No commercials. No mercy.
Okay, they're gonna go to commercials there, guys. We don't do commercials here on NFL Red Zone. We're gonna take you out to Chicago where Justin Fields has them.
So my big point I have here for the AFC West, I would like to see all 4 of these teams in the playoffs. All 4 of them. Give me 1 division winner and 3 wild cards.
Now,
I would rather see any of these 4 teams than I would like to see the Steelers in the playoffs, the Patriots in the playoffs, the Dolphins in the playoffs, And the last team I got here is the Ravens. I'd rather see any of these 4 teams in the playoffs than the Ravens. And that's really the thing why I say that about the Ravens. It's going to be really tough for them to have like a contending year with the amount of injuries they've taken on. But I just don't know if they're a real threat to do much in the playoffs. I mean, a lot could change in 14 weeks, but
I think they very quietly could go 12-5, and surprise some people. I like what the Raiders are doing. I just don't think when you get in the playoffs, that kind of trust Derek Carr to win you the game is going to produce. You keep throwing it like, I understand. Dude, Gruden is a genius offensive play caller. They have a lot of running backs, but the receiving core, if you get up against a decent defense, like I can't wait to see the Broncos against the Raiders because I think the Broncos should have their way with Oakland's receivers.
Yeah, well, the Chargers will show a little bit of that. The Chargers defense is no slouch, and that's Monday Night Football next week is Raiders at Chargers. So that's a big one. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see the teams like the Raiders and the Broncos go up against the Chargers and Chiefs and see if they can hang.
Yeah, dude. Before we move on, I think, dude, the way the Ravens have won those games, though, and Brad may know more, like regarding like their health and shit. Like, are there any bags for people that they're gonna get back in terms of like, because to win the games they've won with who they had, that can be something the team builds on. That, especially when John Harbaugh is their coach. Yeah, that he just pumps that into them. That look what we've done, and we don't even have our full fucking team. What can we do going forward? And I think that's something to build on. Also with the Raiders too. I was looking at the site. It's tankathon.com or some shit, but it ranks strength of schedule. And it has, so the Chiefs have the number 1 going forward from now. The Chargers
the most difficult.
4. Yeah, the toughest opponents
based on these first 3 weeks.
Yeah, based off the first 3. Right. Yeah. Yep. And so it's the Chiefs are at number 1, the Chargers are at 4, Broncos are at 8, and the Raiders are sitting at 16. So I mean,
the Raiders they've gotten wins against tougher opponents to this point.
Man. And so they got 2 against the Broncos, 1 against the Browns, 2 against the Chargers, Bengals, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Colts, Bears, and then Washington, and then 2 against KC.
Yeah.
So they can in a way control their own destiny if they, you know what I mean, if they want to play, because they got some.
I would love to see the Raiders win that division and get a home playoff game against the Chiefs, like coming into Gruden's house for the playoffs. That would be so awesome.
And they play at, because my mom's going to this game with Mike. It's at Vegas on November 14th. So that's going to be a huge game, man. That's
that's a couple weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, dude, that'll be a big game. That'll be a fun one to watch, dude. Definitely. So
yeah. All right, let's move on to the NFC West, which is, a lot of the same. All 4 teams are playoff contenders. I'll hit you guys with what I think about the NFC West to see if I have any, heat I take back. I think the Seahawks are the odd team out here. I think the Seahawks are more likely to miss the playoffs than any of the 4 teams. So I just think that the Seahawks are the type of team they need to win in the fourth quarter, it seems like, every week. And I just don't, over the course of a season, I don't know how you can expect to pull the rabbit out of the hat in the fourth quarter every damn week. So their defense is bad. They've given up like 20 points or more in the second half 2 weeks in a row. I don't like the style of play they have. They never win convincingly. It doesn't matter if they're playing a good team or a bad team. So somebody tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know, because it's hard to diss on Russell Wilson. I know now is like probably the lowest the Seahawks are going to be. Pete Carroll's blaming the defensive secondary. The secondary's blaming the game plan. It sounds like a nightmare, but I just feel like that situation with the 2 quarterbacks in San Fran is getting toxic by the week. That defense is trash compared to what it's been in years past. When Josh Norman is one of your 2 starting corners and you lost him in that game, it might be a long season for you in the NFC West. And now all these question marks at running back, it's, Kyle Shanahan's a genius, but you can only do so much. And I don't think that team has the depth to overtake the Seahawks.
So
I think maybe
you almost feel like the Niners. You would say the Niners are the worst team in that division.
And I wouldn't be shocked if only 2 teams come out of this division for the playoffs.
But the Cardinals, like I keep wanting to really get behind the Kyler Murray bandwagon, but I see him throw those 2 fucking terrible interceptions a week, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Probably a little more of what you saw last year when you watched him. Yeah, no running game is scary, but as long as JJ's healthy, JJ and Chandler Jones, I mean, those guys have been doing it for like 10 years and 12 years. You know, it's
so
go ahead, Jimmy.
To go with Seattle though, because I would say that they're better than the Niners, and that I would take them over the Niners. I think the Cardinals and them are a toss-up. You guys kind of sound like you would agree, right?
Yep.
Because they play the Seattle has 2 left against the Niners and 2 left against the Cardinals.
Well,
so
next week,
what do you think Seattle goes in that game, in those 4 games though? Because I think they go 3-1 at least in those 4, right? Wouldn't you think that they beat the Card or 2-2? Like maybe they lose. But I think them and the Cardinals will be a shootout, dude. I don't know if the Cardinals.
I would say 2-2. I wouldn't be confident that the Seahawks.
But they sweep the Niners.
Go 3 out of 4 against the Niners. I don't know, man.
Well, and it's hard to gauge last week. Yeah, Minnesota was facing 0-3, so you're going to get the best of Minnesota.
Yeah.
But they also lost Lockett for most of the 4th. DK took a big shot to the chest, so it's like they never had.
What was the ruling on Lockett? Like, you said he came back.
Fine. He's fine. Yeah. It just, I think whatever happened to him, but it scared him.
What's cool is we're going to figure that we're going to have more knowledge on this at 3:00 next Sunday, because the Seahawks are at the 49ers next Sunday.
That's going to be a great game.
And the Cardinals are at the Rams next Sunday at 3:00.
Yeah, Cardinals are at Rams.
All these Nfc West matchups are next week. So this will
it's funny we didn't even touch on the Rams through all that, you know.
I'm trying to avoid it.
We know, dude. We know what that they got.
The Rams are the best team in this division. There's not really a case to be made for anybody else to be on their level right now.
Pass rush and quarter,
Well, in the way they even handled, I thought, losing their top running back. And still, it
with
really
the Rams, I don't even worry
much.
about a running back, dude. They just throw in Sony Michel and whoever, and
they had fucking James Funk in there.
White
athletic
boy.
as me.
White boy, yeah.
I didn't like what I saw from James Funk. I didn't see him go. I didn't see him take a touch for more than like a half a yard.
The funk. Look, you know,
we want the funk.
He was
gotta have that funk.
Yeah. Maybe he's more of a sideline guy. Yeah, he'll be the cheerleader.
All right. So does that wrap up those 2 West divisions? Those are
Broncos.
Yep.
All right. What do you think the Broncos record's going to be, real quick?
10-7. 10-7.
All right, I'll take that. That's playoff possible there.
I do worry about the Hamler thing. The injuries are starting to mount, man.
Sucks,
and it's like it's people that play a lot of snaps too.
And Hamler's had a really good start. And between him and Judy being out, now we're kind of throwing in, your boy.
Tim Patrick.
He's going to kill it now, man. Your boy.
And, I mean, Sutton had a great week last week.
Yeah,
Timmy P. Oh, dude, we got to start saying that about Timmy P.
Honestly, though, yesterday was the most I had seen out of the Broncos. It seemed like that game was on my secondary TV a lot. Javonte Williams looks like a fucking.
He looks like a NFL
dude. Yeah, player, I really like what I see out of Javonte Williams.
I told you guys that kind of last week, or maybe just on when I was watching NFL on on the mic during it. But dude, he fits. He looks like a player. And Melvin Gordon looks athletic too, but all right, we can move on. So
let's get on to the next thing. And this one hurts me to even bring up as a topic, but what's your guys' biggest concern for the Buccaneers? It could be scheme. It could be a certain opponent in the NFC that you see as a trouble matchup for them. I'll let you guys give me all your concerns first, and I'll wipe those aside and give you mine.
I mean, to be honest, and this is like you watch a lot more, and I know this is the topic of the league right now because of the Super Bowl champions, and it needs to be discussed. I think people need to fucking chill out. The run game is an issue. Okay, that's fine. We get it, dude. They're maybe a little banged up. Maybe they had a shorter off season than any of those fucking players except Brady have ever had before and Gronk. So like I think they're gonna get through it, dude. It's last year at this time. It
was a lot worse. It was a lot worse.
Didn't know what down it was when they were losing.
They lost to the Bears.
It's not. I also think, dude, what if you're a Bucs fan like you are, man? What better way to get dude motivated than to fucking lose the game at a place where you gotta go back if they make the playoffs?
Yeah, I was kind of joking like Tom Brady lost the game on purpose. We were talking yesterday, Jimmy.
He can make.
He almost like wants to motivate the dudes by throwing.
And he's like, all right, let me look around at this place because
I don't think he would really do that, but it's just
not lose on purpose. No, I didn't. No, you were just angry because they fucking lost, but it was. It did seem in a way, it's like, man, I wouldn't be too worried. Again, it's early. It's a 17-game year, not 6. So it was a shitty loss, but the Rams they're going to lose one, man.
Yeah, the Rams were really fired up for that one,
too. For some reason.
Us going into their house.
They had fans that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, what the fuck happened with that? Larry David was in the stands.
Well, they've talked about Kroenke paying actors and shit to fill the stands.
Yeah, he had a bunch of extras.
Nothing above staying Kroenke.
He wrote a lot of checks then because they were just showing everybody you could think of.
$30 LeBron showed up for free? To watch a football game, man? Are you kidding me? Yeah. He probably had all the Mexicans that built the stadium come just watch. Right. He said, hey, you know what? I'll give you tickets to our first big home game. Because that was their first big rocking deal in their douchey stadium, which is the coolest looking fucking stadium I've ever goddamn seen.
I like the Raiders one better than that.
Yeah, the Raiders from the outside looks way cooler. I don't know. It's a difference.
The Rams is like too big. It makes it almost seem like the Rams one seems like you're in like some Star Wars movie, though. It's like so unrealistically huge.
They both look like something from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like they both look like you could like you fly in the thing from Oakland to get to, or whatever.
Yeah, literally has like a plane landing pad for a plane, like in the upper deck somewhere. You come out of like
the thing from Oakland or from Vegas. Yeah, you fly your little
some crazy looking pod racer thing.
Because that's what I was thinking. What kind of architect designed that? And Kroenke was like, okay, picking between like the four, and was like, all right, not that. No.
Yeah. You know who hates that shit is the people that end up having to build it because they come up with some wacky ass weird design that makes no sense to actually structurally build, but then you have to figure out how to build the motherfucker.
To bend a bunch of shit. Yeah.
But all right, Brad, let's go. Let's go to you. What's your biggest concern for the Bucs? I think you're going to talk about the Bucs secondary here and trash them again.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
Well, that is their biggest. I have that too, but I was going to.
Because I'm not even going to bother with the run game. Tom Brady led your team with 14 yards.
Damn it, you stole that one away from me. Yeah. So I was going to ask you guys who was the leading rusher on Sunday yesterday, Jones or Fournette.
I'm running trivia this show. Yeah. All right. Don't you worry about it. Hands off over there.
All right.
No, but I think the secondary, as last year, they're absolutely dominant up front against the run. I think Vita Vea and Sue, at this point in their career, they're both built to stop the run, but they're not getting there against the pass nearly as often. And I think it's affecting the secondary as much as injuries are. It's, they're being asked
to having to cover for
coverage a lot longer. They're a team that's typically going to be up or in a very close game. So it's great that they force you to be one-dimensional, but then you got to stop them passing, and they haven't proven it yet this year.
Yeah, I think they'll figure the defensive thing out. I hope so. I do think
a smart guy.
I think blitzing less would actually help right now because when they blitz, they're almost getting there. They're affecting the play a little bit, but they're still getting burned on a lot of the blitzes. So especially with a shorthanded secondary, keep as many guys back as you can for now. Yeah. They have 4 guys up front that can get to the passer. Let them rush 4 and do their fucking jobs. I know we're missing Pierre-Paul on Sunday, but we still got the rookie Joe Tryon, Shaq Barrett, and then Sue and Vea up the middle can, pass rush as well. I think less blitzing. I think we're going to see that going forward for the Bucs.
So they are hurting on like how many guys have actually not been playing in their corner or in the secondary or whatever?
They are playing their number one corner, Carlton Davis, is playing. He did get banged up in week 2, but he's been out there for almost every play. Carlton
he's played
Davis.
every week.
Right
he's their number one corner. He's been healthy. As healthy enough to play. But then you go to their second and third guys. Those guys have been out since halftime of last week, and you're playing your first, your fourth, and then your fifth and sixth. Murphy Bunting dislocated his elbow. He's their number 2 guy. He should be back in, I'd guess 3 weeks.
Yeah,
my guess.
Not.
And then Jamel Dean just got hurt again yesterday, and I haven't heard any news on what the injury is.
Damn.
But any team that plays with their when their 6th and 5th and 4th best corner are out on the field, any team's going to be hurt in that circumstance, especially when you can't sack the passer, which Stafford was not sacked yesterday until I think about a couple minutes left in the game.
Runs that Gruden offense where you just drop back 2, 3, and it's out of your hands, but they're not going to let you touch it, man.
But my biggest concern for the Bucs was going to be the run game, and you just talked about it, Brad. Brady was their leading rusher yesterday, which is if you knew that going into the game, you'd have a lot better chance saying the Rams were going to win that game. You could have saw that one stat and said, "Yeah, the Rams got this."
Terrible, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
Terrible.
Who do you think will be the starting back by the end?
I hope it's Jones, just because I think he looks so much better when he's going good. Fournette it's too much fucking tiptoeing in the backfield for Fournette. He doesn't get going. Right. I mean, obviously they're not opening up holes right now, anyways. But Jones is so much quicker from the point he gets to the ball to the point he's 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. If there's an open hole, Jones hits it a lot faster than Fournette does.
Well, Matt, before we move on to, I think though, and you should agree, like, dude, they needed a smack in the face like this, man.
It's not bad.
To get humbled, they needed to get humbled a little bit.
Because even Devin White has made noticeable mistakes every week.
Okay, so
this year, and he was killing it in the playoffs. It probably got a little bit too much of a big head.
Dude, they've won like what? They had won 10 in a row. So it's like, man, I mean, including a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game, all those playoff games on the road. So I think something to humble him. Brady probably, in a way, he probably would, like you said, he didn't want to lose, but he's probably like, we needed something to kind of, like when they see Brady getting hit, and he got hit, man. I mean, that's what happens when his teams lose. It's because he got hit a lot.
Yeah.
And so maybe
he also left Gronk out to dry on one, which I'm glad to see that Gronk came back in the game.
Yeah. Because he
got crushed.
That was the first time I've seen Gronk come back, like since he's been back, kind of look like motherfucker.
Well, you see him just like let go of the ball, be like,
but I remember this shit. God, dude, this is why I stopped, dude.
That's why I wanted to do the WWE wrestling, because that shit didn't hurt this bad.
Dancing with the Stars. Or no, what was it?
Because he's like,
shit.
And he's old he's getting old. So but I thought that when I saw him get hit, I was like, poor Gronk, it's the first time he's been humbled since, he's come back to the deal.
Such a great start to the year, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, one more thing is, like, Tom Brady is 69 yards away from the most passing yards of all time. I wish they could find a way to keep track of that and dial up a play to Gronk to break the record, because that would make it a little bit cooler of a moment, wouldn't you say?
69 yards. Yeah, Gronk would.
Well, first play of the game, just draw up a 69 yard play to Gronk.
No, it'll go to your boy though. It'll go to that fucking Scotty Reynolds or whatever.
Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller. Yeah.
Tyler Johnson.
Scotty Miller. Yeah, dude. Because Gronk's not gonna make it down the field. Somebody would catch him by then.
Like a hook and ladder play to Gronk for 69 yards for the score.
Yeah.
Or
flea flicker.
Can Gronk throw it?
Can
Gronk throw it all, dude?
Well, then that doesn't count for the Brady passing yards, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And his shoulder pads probably just stop him from even being able to, like, get a ball up over his head.
That's the excuse.
Yeah. Or his fucking biceps are so big he can't throw a football anymore.
Yeah. Don't know where I'm at.
I don't even watch film. I just run by people.
I just catch two tutties.
All right. last little thing here in our first part of the episode. Jimmy, you brought this one up. How ironic would it be if it's a Raiders-Bucs Super Bowl with our boy Johnny Gruden on the Raiders side of things this time around? Because it's not completely out of the question with how good the Raiders have looked.
No, it's not. And that would be one of the funniest, coolest things, man.
I would love it. Honestly,
it'd be awesome because Kroenke would be watching the Super Bowl in his own venue and his team wouldn't be there. Because I want anything but the Rams to play in the Super Bowl, dude. And that's the fucking truth. Like, because if they had kept the team in St. Louis, man, that venue would be cool now. It's kind of like it'd be like the Vet was when the Vet was the Vet. It's like an old shitty, no one paid for it. And it's like, yo, fuck you. We don't need turf.
They'd be talking about like greatest show on turf 2.0.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh no, he would have never hired these folks. That's what's
you're right.
That's the whole business.
But even last Sunday's game, the Bucs-Rams game, if the Rams are still in St. Louis, the old Bucs rivalry they had in the Warner days, that would have came back and been so much of a bigger game because of it.
Yeah, I know we're wrapping up to it. It's the end of this part of it, but another. Isn't it ironic how every time how a team gets to LA, they become really good? It's kind of weird, man. I'm
like
not
the money flows in.
How you can throw money at it, no, but like the money, it's a fucking salary cap. I mean, I guess I get that. Yeah, you can sell a coach and you could be the guy, but if the guy is, it's just how the recruiting and for coaching and all that shit gets way better the year that they moved to fucking LA, when here, like they were fucking cool with Jeff Fisher going 7-9 for 4 years. It's ironic how like the minute the Chargers are in LA, they killed their draft. They killed their picks. Like they have a good coach. They fired a coach after fucking like making the play or whatever. They were one game out of it, right? Like last year, and they got rid of the dude. It's like, dude, they wouldn't have done that 5 years ago if they had done the same. Yeah.
Well, and what's frustrating too is the GM hasn't changed. The decision maker didn't change. It's the same.
The Chargers have been killing drafts for years, though. The Chargers are one of those teams.
No, they've always been
really
there.
good.
They just haven't ever been able to get there because it's been like the Broncos were good or
the Rams are interesting. How they kind of almost
they don't even draft.
They devalue first round picks. Like they think everybody else values the first rounder way too
much.
It'll bite them.
I
eventually.
think it will too.
Yeah, the depth.
It could take 2 or 3 years from now, but it'll bite.
I thought last year it had, and it doesn't look like it. But yeah, getting back.
Well, but they're a couple injuries away from it biting them again this year, man. You know, if you lose
to a helmet, and they're done.
Oh, Aaron Donald going down, and they're done too. Yeah. So
problem with that star talent.
But dude, Raiders Bucs, just to get back, I just thought that was interesting because it is weird how these.
Where is the Super Bowl this year?
It's in LA.
In LA.
Matter of fact,
that fucking Kroenke's palace.
I really
brand new palace. Yeah.
But seeing, just watching fucking Gruden again. In a Super Bowl with all the cameras and mic'd up, dude, watching him watch Tom Brady, dude, like it would just be gold, man.
It would actually be perfect for me too, because even if the Bucs did somehow lose, I'd be like, you know what, I win. Yeah, I'm happy for Gruden still. It sucks that we lost today, but Gruden fucking pulled a rabbit out of the hat and got it.
That was when the Chiefs beat Jesus Christ, I'm fucking everything up. When the Bucs beat the Chiefs, dude, it was like, this will make Matt happy. God damn it. But, oh, yes, dude. Like, dude. And it was Brady, too. So it was like, man, every Chiefs fan. I wonder if there's a player on the planet. Do you guys think that the Chiefs fans hate more than Tom Brady? Like, is there an NFL
Probably
player?
Not at this point. No.
There can't be, dude. Like in overtime in that AFC Championship game at Arrowhead, the length of the field and they run it in, dude. So he's just methodically and then doing it to him. No, that was
it's got to be at the top of the Chiefs list. Yeah. I mean, some would probably say John Elway going back.
Back, but again, like the Chiefs, unfortunately not unfortunately for him, but they weren't as meaningful like big games. Like they didn't play an AFC Championship game at Arrowhead till Mahomes was there. So they hadn't been in that situation.
They weren't that deep in and
player
getting
that
crushed.
much, dude. Yeah, like they didn't.
And then he gets him again in the Super Bowl with the Bucs.
Exactly. Like a couple years later, they're like, all right, this is it. Now you think you've got a new team and you're cool. And it's like, watch this, man. Like 4 touch. Was he MVP of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he had
to have been. Yeah. He had like 3 touch. Yeah. Him or Gronk.
Yeah, it was Brady. But one thing I had here, and Jimmy, you're gonna hate this after your, kind of you touched on not liking the LA team so much. An ironic matchup I had was Chargers versus Rams in LA.
No, it'd be
that stadium. And the Brandon Staley leaving the Rams to go join the Chargers factor. Assistant coach against the
that's
head
a coach. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's
Brandon Staley was the D coordinator.
I like that dude a lot, man.
It'd be a nightmare for
I watched
St.
his
Louis
interviews
fans,
after they beat obviously the Chiefs, man. Because dude, it's a weird. I don't hate the whole AFC West. I just hate this one part of it.
Kansas City.
It's just that's it, dude. And I used to hate them all. So, but Brad, what do you think about seeing Gruden and the Raiders? Because that would be. Or Gruden into the Bucs in the Super Bowl, man. Because I talked my ass off.
I mean, it'd be funny. I just don't see it happening. It'd be hilarious.
It's a super long shot for sure.
Yeah. But it unfortunately it's been so many years too that there's not a ton of that. Like, Gruden's still gonna want to stick it to him, but none of the players are around. I think Cleveland Packers would be an interesting Super Bowl.
The last time the Raiders were in the Super Bowl, though, Gruden I guess he coached against them. So there'd be.
It's been a long time. It's kind of like, I mean, they would because they search for any storyline, but it's kind of like Matt was saying with Rams Bucks. It's like maybe in a different setting.
Maybe I just want to see Gruden against.
Right. Well, and I think obviously we're big.
It's too good to be true. Yeah, it really is too good to be true.
I'm hoping for the battle of the heartland. I want Cleveland and the Packers.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because it's just
a good Super Bowl, dude.
Good fan bases too.
For it.
Yeah,
NFL would hate it that they're both Midwest.
But that would,
I would.
You know what sucks?
That'd be cool. That'd be old school, like fun football, man.
It would kind of suck though for Cleveland and Green Bay to have to go out to LA to play a matchup that just doesn't fit. In LA, it would almost be better if the Super Bowl was in some in Soldier Field or something,
Lambeau or some shit, dude. Yeah, it should be in Cleveland or whatever.
All right.
Yeah. Well, the one time they did the fucking outdoor shit and the elements were shitty, the Broncos got kicked out.
Yeah.
Seahawks, fuck off. Right. One time they do it outside. I know we're winding down, but the damn Seahawks here, they played us outdoors in the fucking first snap of the game was over. It was, man. It was fucking white people. Right. I've said it for years.
We're out of time here. We're gonna get right back with y'all and go into some trivia.
Hell yeah. Oh, you're going down, dude.
All right, let's get it.